The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
And we welcome you back to America Talks Live. One of Donald Trump's supporters speaking through that video right there, kind of like a homegrown campaign spot. You just also saw how you can come to us via video with your own comments. Today, of course, we're concentrating on your phone calls at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. Let's take another one of those calls to Baltimore, Maryland, to get the perspective of Sandy. Sandy, welcome to the program.
Hi, JD.
Hi.
I'm tickled. JD, I believe the African-American people would vote for Trump because they're very sick and tired of what the Dems have done to them all over the years. And my other point is that my sister-in-law was in St. Mary's County to vote at a fire hall. And when she said she was going to vote for Trump, she was told, well, it doesn't matter who you vote for here. It's going to be flipped to Clinton anyway. And she said, well, I'll just go someplace else. And I believe that Barack Obama has really destroyed the USA.
Well, you offer us, and I'm really concerned about that second point about your family member going to do early voting and basically getting heckled or threatened by the people there. If it went down as you're portraying it, she should go basically get an affidavit and swear to it before notary public and put it in front of the governor and the Secretary of State of Maryland. I think she was wise to say, oh, okay, if you think you're going to stack the deck here, I'll go elsewhere for my early voting. Now, with reference to African-American turnout, it's probably going to be lower. And yes, Mr. Trump will probably get a couple of more points than we've seen for past Republican candidates, certainly in the last two cycles, but you will not see a complete reversal. But points worth noting, Sandy, as you check in from Baltimore, and we thank you very much for that. We're going to check in now with one of my former colleagues from Capitol Hill. That would be Republican Representative Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee. She's the chairman of the House Select Investigative Panel on Infant Lives. She's also vice chairman of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Marsha, we really appreciate your time this afternoon on America Talks Live. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I hope you are too. I am in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee, and it is just a Chamber of Commerce picture-perfect day. You should be here.
Music City, and I got to tell you though, Marsha, not all has been melodious in terms of the reaction to Donald Trump. In fact, his candidacy is sparking two different types of reactions among Republican women. Let's listen to what these two ladies have to say, then we'll get your reaction afterwards.
When our Republican leaders started to endorse Trump in May, I was very surprised. I felt like my party had left me, and it was just shocking to me that in 2016, my party was endorsing this kind of person.
I'm frustrated with career politicians. They say one thing and they do another. Trump, he is brash. He'll say things that are aghast, you know, but he's honest, and it's so refreshing to have someone that's honest, that'll tell it like it is, not what you want to hear. They tell.
And so you got two different ladies really offering arguments we not only hear from females, but also from male voters. The reason I bring it up, obviously, is because Hillary is trying to play the woman card. It's all she has left. She's flooding the airwaves with ads about, here's what Donald Trump said about women. Your take on the state of the campaign right now and how Mr. Trump is going to fare not only in your congressional district, but throughout Tennessee and throughout the nation.
I talk to women every single day, JD, whether they are Republicans, Democrats, or independents. One of the things that they repeatedly say, and I hear this over and over and over, is, I don't agree with everything Donald Trump has said, or even some of his actions, or maybe his demeanor at different times. But what worries them more is what Hillary Clinton has done in the past, and certainly what she will do in the future. And one of the things that has caused so much consternation among women, they look at Hillary Clinton talking about how they were dead broke when they left the White House, didn't have any money at all, so broke they took $200,000 worth of furniture in China from the White House, that, by the way, the White House Historical Commission had to go retrieve. And, now they're worth $250 million. Now, how do you go from being dead broke, saddled with debt in 2001, and then you're worth $250 million by the time you get to 2016? So that takes pretty fancy footwork, and that bothers women a lot because they know you cannot trust her. They know she's not going to be true to her word. They know that she believes you need to have two opinions on every issue, and that is not what they're looking for.
And you add to that what's been going on with the FBI investigation of her email server and now the Clinton Foundation, and it is an ethical morass that obviously should give voters pause. Marsha, with the time that remains, though, I want to talk about another story that is out there and see if what you have heard as a member of Congress. We understand the FBI is now warning of a possible pre-election day rash of attacks next Monday. For example, the NYPD and the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey were given notice. We're hearing some other geographical locations may also be targeted by al-Qaeda, by ISIS, by Muslim extremists here in the country. What have you heard? Has there been any formal briefing for members of Congress as to what we might face on Monday?
There has been no formal briefing for members of Congress. We haven't had a phone call. We are hearing the same stories you're hearing on the news. We have also heard that the FBI is picking up oversight of the Clinton Foundation. And as you know, JD, this is an investigation that I started back in April 2015 and had about 70 of my colleagues in the House join me on it. So we know the FBI and the Secret Service and Capitol Police and Homeland Security all have their plates full right now, whether it is dealing with Clinton emails or dealing with the Clinton Foundation or dealing with these supposed threats that are out there that people are aiming to disrupt Election Day.
Well, let me follow up. How confident are you, Marsha, that Homeland Security under Secretary Jay Johnson is really prepared should there be an attack on Monday, God forbid? We have about a minute left.
I think that they are watchful, that they are taking everything that they hear seriously. They know they have to be on full alert. And I will tell you, God bless our policemen and our first responders and those that are in the thick of this and in the thick of this fight. It is when you have all of these terrorist cells in every state. We know that the FBI says there exist terrorist cells in each of our 50 states. So this means that all of your first responders and your local police are really on the front line in this war. So I just pray for their protection. I just pray that they will be looked after, that their families will have peace and calm and be able to encourage those individuals who choose to be in that line of public service.
Well, we certainly hope that whatever the chatter is out there, it does not come to fruition Monday or any time in the future. Obviously, we want to move forward with the election on Tuesday. Marsha Blackburn from Nashville, Tennessee. Marsha, we always appreciate your insights there from your work in the Congress. Thanks so much. Now, when we come back, this day in history and a preview of Newsmax Prime, plus more of your phone calls on America Talks Live.